Okay, we're gonna get some letters clear first. We have A is the final amount and P is the principal. Principal is the money you put in bank at the very beginning. And this A, I call this the final amount. Okay. And A equals P times something, right? That's basic idea. You put money in the bank. You put a deposit or principal in the bank, and the bank pays you this, R. Or you call this APR, because some formulas use APR, and they usually give you by percent, but you have to change it in the decimal form. And then you will have another thing called N. N is how many compounding period in a year. All right, we're going to talk about this. And then we have another thing is a T, or some formula they use Y, but that's in years. That's how many years you decide to put your money in the bank. Okay, there are three ways the bank will pay you. The first one is called a simple interest. For example, if you put $100 in the bank, okay, after 1 year, if the bank pays you 5% interest rate, then after 1 year, you get 105. Okay, after 2 years, you get another 5% of this principal, $100, which is another $5, so you have 110. All right, after 3 years, you have 115, and keep going. So this is called a simple interest. So this is the first one. We call this a simple interest. The formula is this. It's A times P and 1 plus RT. All right. So in our example, if you put $100, which P is $100 as your principal, and your R is 5%, and we write that as 0.05, and we have T is 10 years. Okay. This is dollar, and that's year. How much will I get after 10 years? So we plug in the number. So we have A equals P is 100 times 1 plus, and R is 0.05 times 10, and then close. So 0.05 times 10 is 0.5, and 1 times 0.5, which is 1.5. So after 10 years, you are going to get $150. So this is a simple interest. Now the next one is better. It's called compound periodically. Periodically, for example, if we compound monthly, what does that mean is, in this case, N is 12. What does that mean is, at the end of each month, the bank will calculate how much is the interest and give it to you, put on your account, and this interest is going to be treated as a principal for your next calculation. So it's compound, which means you're going to earn interest on interest. It sounds much, much better. And that formula is this. A equals P times 1 plus R over N and T. All right, now what it means is this R is the annual percent rate. Let's say monthly, then divided by 12, you get the monthly rate. So 1 plus that monthly rate. And then how many times it's going to compound, which is 12 months times 10 years. Let's see, we use the same number, okay? The P equals 100, and then we go plus 1 plus 0.05 divided by 12 times 12 times 10. All right. Now, keep this in mind, and then I'm going to show you how to use calculator. Okay. Here is the calculator. All right. You're going to start with this 0.05. So 0.05 divided by 12 equal. You notice this number, 0.00416666, and a lot of 6. If you want to write it down, it takes a long time. If you don't, if you just like round it to some decimal places, then you're going to miss the accuracy. So we don't need to. We can use this number. The next job we need to do is we're going to multiply, and we're going to add 1, and that's the parenthesis. Then the next one is to the power of, this power is a 12 times 10. We can do this by heart, it's 120. And the function is right here. Did you see this? This is the x to the yth power. So after you have this base, then you press that, and then you do 120 equals. Duh, you get that. All right, so you have whole thing around here. The last step is you're going to multiply by 100. All right, now you have 164.70. 164.70. That much. So you compare this with the simple interest. So this is much better. And the way I show you how to use the calculator, that will save you a lot of time. You don't need to write things down in the middle. All right, now number 3, the third one, is compound continuously. And that's the best, right? That's our favorite, because every single moment continuously, the bank will treat your interest as the principal. So the formula is this. It's very interesting one, times P and then RT. All right, now we're going to use the same number we have. The principal is $100 times E, and the R is 0.05, T is 10 years. All right, now again, we're going to use the calculator. Let me put this up a little bit so you can see. All right, now clear this up. Okay, we're going to do 0.05 times 10, which is this. That's the exponent of E. And then we have a little function. Did you see this e to the x? You just click that and you get the number. So it's 1.648 something. And then you multiply by 100. This is much easier. So the answer is 164.87. So if you compare this with the compounded monthly, this is slightly better because the time is short. But both of them are much better than the compound, than the simple interest. So I showed you the formulas of a simple interest, compounded periodically, and also compounded continuously. So you should be able to know, identify how the bank pays you the interest, and then you can determine how much money you put in the bank, and then figure out how much you're going to get after a certain number of years. All right, then I give you a homework. For example, if you earned $1 million, I guess you earn $1 million in lottery, so you put all the $1 million in the bank. You find a bank who pays you 5% compound interest, compounded continuously, and then you find out how much you're going to get after 20 years. Okay, you're going to try this, and then let me know if you have a very good number. All right, that's all for the put money in the bank, and then you just wait and until the end of the time period to see how much do you get. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.